Don't kill me, man! Don't kill me! Don't kill me, man!
I'm not gonna kill you. I want you to do me a favor. Share these videos. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that bell for notifications. And follow me on Twitter.
What are you?
I'm Vader Reviews. Oh crap. Batman. Directed by the hot topic of filmmakers, Tim Burton. Released during the 50th anniversary of the Cape Crusaders' debut in Detective Comics number 27 in May 1939. Batman was the highest-grossing Warner Brothers film in the 1980s, just as Superman had been a decade earlier. Domestically, it was the highest-grossing film of 1989. Fittingly enough, considering it tells the story of a wacky billionaire who spends his nights dressing up like a flying rat. Batman received praise from critics and fans alike, being included among the 1001 movies you must see before you die, and even winning an Academy Award for Best Art Direction. Our film begins with the Torres family being mugged in a dark alley in Gotham City, where you will never find a more wretched hive of scum and villainy. But this begs the question, why would anyone vacation in Gotham? It's like going to a crappier Detroit on Halloween. And if you're stupid enough to go, why would you take your family up a blind alley in the middle of the night? Fun fact, Garrick Hagan, who Star Wars fans will recognize as Biggs Darklighter, plays the father of the hapless Torres family alongside his real-life wife, Lisa Ross. Now I know the scene is supposed to echo what happened to little Brucey's parents and all, but when you think about it, Batman really isn't much of a hero or a protector in this scene. As awesome as it is upon its first viewing, he just sort of stands there watching the whole thing play out. Given his family history, you'd think Bats would be more eager to swoop in and stop this from happening to someone else. But nope, he just sits there and beats up the criminals after they finish their robbery. So maybe he's not the hero the city deserves or needs right now. Many actors were considered for the role of Batman, including Kurt Russell, Sylvester Stallone, Alec Baldwin, who would later play the Shadow, one of the original inspirations for the character of Batman, and Arnold Schwarzenegger, whose portrayal of Mr. Freeze was met with a cool reception by longtime fans of the franchise. Rather than casting who he called a macho hero type, director Tim Burton decided who better to clean up Gotham City than Mr. Mom, Michael Keaton. Because why would you cast an intimidating and imposing muscular actor when you can cast a short middle-aged comedian whose defining role up to this moment was Beetlejuice? Needless to say, this caused intense backlash among the fans, who sent 50,000 protest letters to Warner Brothers calling for a recast. Not that it did any good, because studios don't give a crap about what fans think. Times never change. Back to the movie. After the rooftop rumble, we meet Lieutenant Max Eckhart, played by William Hootkins, who Star Wars fans will remember as Porkins from Episode 4. Turns out evil Detective Porkins is working for Carl Grissom, the big boss of the Gotham City mob. District Attorney Lando Calrissian is making trouble for the gang, so Grissom sends his number one, a guy, to clear out the records at Axis Chemical that implicate the mob. But the joke's on him because the secret's out that old Jack's been dating the boss's girl behind his back, played by discount Madonna Jerry Hall. Good old Bat shows up to deal with Jack and his clowns, but during the scuffle, Jack takes a flying leap into a vat of chemicals, turning him into the happy soul that he is today. Reminiscent of the Joker's origins in Alan Moore's The Killing Joke. Jack Nicholson, unlike Tim Burton or Michael Keaton, was a lifelong fan of the comics, stating the Joker was one of his personal favorite roles of all time. Due to Nicholson's allergy to typical movie makeup, Nick Dudman designed a special prosthetic which took 2 hours to apply every morning. And while getting the Joker makeup right was no laughing matter, costume designer Bob Ringwood went through 28 sculpted latex suits, 25 different cape materials, and 6 different cowls, costing the studio $250,000 before they got the look right for Batman. But speaking of money for costumes, for new and improved Vader videos, donate to our PayPal today. A link to our PayPal is in the description of this video, so put a smile on my face.
Dressed in black, big and mean.
Donate today.
The funkiest set you ever seen.
What is
Vader man, killing Jedi like nobody can.
And now it's time for Who Do You Trust? Hubba hubba hubba, give me money, money, money. Who do you trust? Me? I'm handing out free videos. And where is the mouse? He's at home, crapping on franchises. A link to our PayPal is in the description. Donate today and put a smile on my face. Leave a comment below if you've donated. I wish to personally thank each and every one of you. Back to the movie. Where this film truly shines is the craftsmanship and design of the picture. From the dark city streets with more steam than a Turkish bath to the elaborate Bat Cave which filled Pinewood Studios' 18,150 square foot stage D, the gothic look of the world was perfectly suited for Batman. And we haven't even talked about his sweet rides yet. This is still my favorite on-screen Batmobile, measuring 25 feet in length, with an 8-foot wheelbase. This beast of a car sported a real jet engine and weighed 1.63 metric tons. The visual of the Batwing, hanging in front of the moon for an instant during an aerial maneuver, was a stroke of genius, to say nothing of the attack on Axis Chemical. Seeing the Batmobile driving through the flames is such a striking and visceral image. And while many fans hold Michael Keaton as the best on-screen Batman, I have to take them to task for complaining about Ben Affleck's murder Batman, as they called him. Keaton firebombed an entire factory full of workers and henchmen, threw people off of buildings and down bell towers to their deaths, and even did a Luke Skywalker-style trench run down Gotham City's main street, strafing Joker's men with a machine gun. He tried to kill Joker as well, but that pesky targeting computer proved just about as useful as red leaders during the Battle of Yavin. But the fact remains, he is trying to murder the Joker here. He manages to kill just about everyone else, but like a poor marksman, he keeps missing the target. So to whine and complain about Affleck's use of violence in Batman v Superman is hypocritical if you hold Keaton as a proper Batman. The only difference between Keaton and Affleck, in fact, is that Affleck is just an effective version of Keaton's brutal, violent Batman. And thanks to the internet, now we're stuck with a sparkly Twilight Batman. One of the undeniable strengths of this film, beyond its visual aesthetic, is the iconic score by Danny Elfman. It has always been one of my personal favorite themes of all time. But sadly, after hearing Bernard Herrmann's opening theme to the 1959 Journey to the Center of the Earth, I was most displeased to learn Elfman had essentially ripped this off for his score. Look it up on YouTube, you'll see what I mean. And if you don't know who Shirley Walker is, as a Batman fan, you should. She scored not only the Mask of the Phantasm film, but the entire Batman the Animated Series. The reason I bring her up is to give credit where credit is due. She is not only the conductor for the orchestra for Batman '89, she also worked on the orchestration, meaning much of the sound of the film score can be attributed to her. As enjoyable as the film is, you can't help but wonder what might have been, as Steven Spielberg was interested in directing. His version would have starred Harrison Ford and Michael J. Fox as Batman and Robin respectively, with none other than Tim Curry as the Joker. Following the success of Superman the movie in 1978, Richard Donner was set to direct Batman. His film would have starred Mel Gibson in the title role, with Willem Dafoe as the Joker, featuring a John Williams score. Sadly, due to scheduling conflicts during the filming of Lethal Weapon 2, moviegoers were cheated out of the Batman film we deserved, and the one we never knew we needed. In the end, Batman is an exciting, gothic take on a hero whose mythology continues to enthrall audiences of all ages. From the creative visuals and memorable soundtrack to the poetic and dreamlike depiction of Bruce's past, it stands out in an era when superhero films were not commonplace. In a time long before the comic book movie craze, Batman fittingly stands alone, giving audiences their first glimpse of a darker, more psychological look at the Caped Crusader that would go on to inspire not only the wildly popular Dark Knight trilogy, but the quintessential depiction of the character in Batman the Animated Series. And while some of the visuals don't hold up, Vicky Vale squeals like a prissy cheerleader who just saw a mouse every 5 seconds, and good old Danny Boy borrowed the music that would be remembered as his iconic theme for Batman. For its brooding atmosphere, stellar performances by Michael Keaton and Jack Nicholson, dark and sweeping film score, and its mixture of gothic and noir design that perfectly fits the character, I give Batman 4 out of 5 Death Stars. The force is strong with this one. Be sure to tune in later this evening, as Sith apprentice Erin Henry has me as her guest on a live stream to discuss Star Wars and my upcoming fan film, Age of the Empire. The live stream begins at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Join me, and always remember, you don't know the power of the dark side.